Hi, and welcome back to Social Studies with Miss Wardell. Today we are in Chapter 17 on page 118 and 119. All right, that's page 118 and 119. Today we're talking about the Jamestown settlement. So we talked about several of these settlements and first colonies. Remember the last one we talked about yesterday was Virginia and Roanoke. Remember, Roanoke was that lost colony. It was not successful at all. The Virginia colony, they simply were established because they wanted to be a company and make more money, right? So on the top of 118, it says in 1607, the Virginia Company sent 104 men and boys to establish a settlement in the New World. The settlement was named Jamestown in honor of King James I. The settlers faced many hardships. They lacked enough food, safe drinking water, and skills to provide themselves. In the first year, 66 of the 104 settlers died of sickness and starvation. New settlers and supplies arrived in England. One of the new arrivals was Captain John Smith. He soon took charge and made new rules for Jamestown. So here, for me, this is a text-to-text connection because I read it here. We also read it in our little reader for reading. Everyone must work. We must move inland away from the unhealthy water and mosquitoes. Farming is now the top priority, not searching for gold. These changes helped the settlement survive. Jamestown became the first permanent English settlement in North America. So it was the first permanent one. So not only was it successful, but it was also permanent. But the Virginia colony was not earning a profit. The settlers did not find gold, and more people in England were convinced to join the Virginia colony. Finally, things began to change. Agriculture was not only helped the colonists survive, it began to produce money. The Virginia colony began to grow and trade tobacco as a cash crop. The tobacco became the colony's most profitable agricultural product. We talked about that. The success of tobacco helped the colony grow. So remember, a cash crop is a product that's grown for the purpose of selling it for profit and profit only. So they're gaining a lot of money for this. Number 1 says, how were the settlements at Roanoke and Jamestown similar? Well, they both were established to make money. So meaning that they were both formed in order to make money. The colonists struggled. And they both started from England, right? So there's lots of things that they had in common. However, how were they different? Well, the colonists in Roanoke left or disappeared. So I can say colonists from Roanoke disappeared. And then this was the first permanent settlement in Jamestown. Permanent settlement. right? So it means that they were able to survive. They were able to survive. On the next page, we're talking about Plymouth. So we've read this in our little reader as well. We searched for religious freedoms. In 1600, everyone in England belonged to the Church of England. It was the law, but some people disagreed with the Church of England's beliefs and practices. One such group was the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims were unhappy with the Church of England and believed it had many problems. The Pilgrims were separatists. They wanted to separate from the Church of England. In England, Pilgrims were punished and mistreated for their beliefs. To escape the persecution, the Pilgrims decided to leave the homes of England, and Pilgrims hoped to find religious freedom in the New World. They sailed from North America and made plans to start a new colony in North America. They got permission from the Virginia Company to settle in Virginia near Jamestown. In 1620, the Pilgrims set sail aboard two ships, a larger ship called the Mayflower and smaller ships called the Speedwell. Only about 40 of the passengers were Pilgrims, and the others people looking to earn their fortune in the New World. The Pilgrims were called them the strangers. The Speedwell immediately began to leak, and both ships returned to port. All 102 passengers squeezed onto the Mayflower with their belongings and set sail again. A powerful storm blew the ship off course, and as a result, the Mayflower landed in present-day Massachusetts, north of Virginia. The Pilgrims settled in a harbor along Cape Cod Bay. The Pilgrims named their colony Plymouth after the town, England. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Goodbye.